Today's spirit practice is about healing. So I'll talk for a bit and then I'll give you a simple practice that you can do on your own. So what is healing? What is healing? Healing is many things. I think the easiest way to describe healing is a process that someone goes through, or a process that something goes through, a process that happens that brings the mind and the body into wholeness or into a state of wellness. And what wellness looks like for one person is different than what it looks like for another person. I would probably add also that healing is when the mind and the body come into wellness in alignment with the soul. Not everyone uses that term soul. Not everyone believes in the energy of the soul, and that's okay. Healing applies either way. And when we're talking about reminding the body and the mind to come into balance, that naturally restores power. So healing practices are practices that invite the body and the mind into alignment, into wellness, and that naturally restores power and energy to a person. And if you think about a variety of healing modalities that are common in our time, all of them have the aim to restore power. If we're talking about acupuncture, we're talking about a practice that restores power along the meridians, or restores balance in the meridians, which brings power. When we're in balance, we are more empowered. If we're talking about Reiki, Reiki helps energy to flow through the body and the heart and the whole being. When energy is flowing, what we don't need is released, and when we are, then we're in a more empowered. Massage moves energy through the body and gets toxins out. And when we get rid of what we don't need, we're more in power. Same thing. Taking supplements helps our energy to be in a balanced place. Meditation helps to bring us into alignment with our core. For some people might say soul. It helps to balance the nervous system. All of those things bring us back into our natural state of power. And when I say power, I'm not thinking like power, like, rah, I'm gonna, that's not the kind of power. I'm thinking and referring to power as in being in our center, coming from a place of confidence. That's what I mean by power. And so any healing modality that you can think of has the goal of bringing balance, which then restores power. And so healing, healing in general can and does happen when there are many things that can happen that encourage healing to happen. One is when people ask for it. When someone asks for healing or someone asks for a healing process to happen in their body, that healing happens when people ask for it. Healing also can happen when people leave room and space for something new to occur. Sometimes we want to fix something or heal something, and we're trying so hard to do it, and we think if we just do it this way, it'll happen, and there's no room or space for something new to occur. Oftentimes, healing really requires the space for something new to occur. So there's a balance, a dance. I almost made a new word. A balance or a dance that happens between actively working to heal yourself and leaving space for something new to occur. Healing also happens when people are willing to not be in control. Often when someone has a disease or has some sort of intense diagnosis, they are not in control at all. And so trying to be in control doesn't necessarily help the process. Being willing to not be in control is something we can do that helps healing. Also, healing happens spontaneously. Healing can absolutely happen spontaneously and does happen spontaneously, and we don't necessarily know why. People will take guesses, right? Or that it's God or Creator or Spirit or the divine force that did the healing. We don't really know. We could take a guess, but we don't really know. But spontaneous healing absolutely occurs. The thing is, so healing can and does happen when all of those things are present. People ask for it. People leave room and space for something new to occur. People are willing to not be in control. We don't need to believe in healing for it to happen. And it can happen spontaneously. The body always wants to heal. The body and the mind always want to heal. Sometimes we hear from people, or I hear from people, oh, you know what? So-and-so, she just doesn't want to heal. Oh, so-and-so, she's afraid of healing. Or so-and-so, she's afraid of looking at her issues. That is all our judgment mind. It's all our judgment mind. Everyone wants to heal. Everyone wants to heal. Not everyone can do it in the same way or on the same timeline. And maybe it won't even look like it's happening to the outer world or to someone on the outside when someone is healing. But growth is always happening. It's the natural course. It's the natural course. We naturally, our bodies come here to exist. And to keep us in existence, our bodies have to have a built-in mechanism that heals themselves. Their bodies need a built-in mechanism of healing in order for us to stay on this planet. So our bodies know how to do it. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes our bodies need to remember. They need help remembering. But your body wants to heal, knows how to heal. It's a natural course. We are not so far from nature. And if you look out in nature and see how the growth happens no matter what, see how growth happens in the trees and in the plants, see how have you ever seen a tree that something got lodged in it, maybe a piece of metal or a piece of foreign object, and the tree just wraps itself around it? And that's because the tree just wants to grow. It's the natural course to just keep growing and grow around whatever it is that's in the way. We are like the trees. We're not so different from nature. So saying people don't want to heal is the same as saying when you're thinking about a pregnant person, oh, that baby wants to stay in the belly. People might say that as a joke, but it actually isn't anything a baby would ever want. A baby doesn't want to stay in the belly because it's a natural process for it to come out into the world. So healing is very natural. Part of healing is for us to remind us, is part of a healing process, and part of allowing healing is for us to remind ourselves of that. For us to remind ourselves that healing is always trying to happen, and it's natural. Even though we think sometimes that our bodies don't want to heal, we think that people don't want to heal, we think that our bodies can heal. They can. Sometimes they need a little extra assistance. And there are many ways that we can remind the body to heal, and it requires a few things from us. It requires that we listen to what is being said. The language of pain speaks to us. And when we listen, we can start to hear what's underneath. When we're willing to go out of our comfort zones, when we're willing to go out of our comfort zones to listen to the body and the mind, we can change happens. Healing happens. And we can listen by stopping the talking and the trying and dropping into ourselves. I'm going to give you a spirit practice for that. So essentially, healing is when the body and the mind and soul come into wellness. They all come into alignment, and they come into alignment They come into wellness alignment. So, can't talk today. And there are many things that we can do to encourage that. The body and the mind always want to heal, even when we don't understand what's happening and even when we think they don't. And one of the most important things that we can do to help a healing process is to be with whatever is happening and to listen. You know, shamanic practice is about creating an opportunity, creating a relationship and listening and receiving, or asking and receiving. Healing your body, helping others to heal is the same. We ask a question and we leave some space for information to come through. So I want to give you your spirit practice for today. It's to sit with your hands on your body and to breathe, do your grounding and your centering, whatever it is that you normally do. Put your hands on yourself. Breathe and listen. You're probably going to get frustrated and distracted. That's okay. Just breathe and listen. Pay attention to what your hands. Pay attention to where your hands meet your body. And truly listen to what your body is communicating. And you can ask your body, or you can simply say, "Hey body, thanks for talking to me. Thanks for telling me what you need." And then drop your hand, or leave your hands on yourself, and if you're able to, maybe drop underneath your hands. Drop your awareness underneath your hands to see and feel what's underneath there. And then sit there, be there for about 10 minutes, even if it's frustrating. Just keep doing it. And move through that frustration with your breathing and just keep dropping deeper. And then when after the 10 minutes is over, or longer if you want, then you can come back, take some notes, and let us know how it went. So that's it for today. Spirit practice is all about healing. Healing happens. One of the ways that healing happens is when we listen. We can create space for listening by putting our hands on ourselves, breathing and dropping underneath. All right, you've got it now. I can't wait to hear how it goes, and I hope you have a beautiful day.